All right, so I want to give you guys a quick overview of factoring things like x squared plus bx plus c. So please note, there's not a number here. Okay, so this technique is only going to work as long as the number here is 1, right, or it's unwritten, yeah? Okay, so what we're going to do to factor things like this, right, factoring is like undistributing, and this is going to be like unfoiling. So I'm going to recall the idea of foiling, right? Okay, so let me quick foil something together and we'll just see how it looks. So say I want to foil together x plus square times x plus triangle. So if you foil this out, you'll get x squared plus triangle x plus square x plus square times triangle, right? And then those guys go together. So we can rewrite this as x squared plus triangle plus square, all in parentheses, times x plus square times triangle. You might notice, right, that was a factor in x out that I did there. Okay, so this is what it looks like when I foil x plus something times x plus something else, right? I get this kind of funky pattern where there's like adding happening here, and here there's multiplying happening. Okay, so that's the idea. Here's an example. So say I had x squared plus 6x plus 8, and I wanted to factor this. Okay, so I want to factor x squared plus 6x plus 8. So I look at my form and I think to myself, okay, they've got to add, right, my square and triangle, right, my two numbers that I'm going to look for. They're going to add to 6, and they're going to need to multiply to 8. So I'm looking for two numbers, right, that add to 6 and multiply to 8. Now, these numbers might or might not be findable, okay? So let me try. Start with the multiplying to 8. So write down a list of things that multiply to 8. And if you have to, go off to the side and prime factor 8. Right, so 8's made out of 3 2's multiplied together. So my options for multiplying to 8 are going to be 2 times 4, right? So my number pair is 2 and 4. Or 8 and 1. Or 4 and 2, but I already have that one up here. Cool? So that's all there is. There's 2 and 4 or 8 and 1. Now, if I add and subtract these together, 2 and 4, I can get either 2 or 6, right? And if I add and subtract 8 and 1 together, I can get either 7 or 9. I was looking for things that add to 6, right? So this is the pair I want to go with, okay? And so what that means is that I can try to put these in for square and triangle. So I'm going to take my x squared plus 6x plus 8, and I'm going to say, okay, that's the same thing as x and 2 and 4. And now I have to figure out what signs go here. It should be plus signs, I hope, right? Let me see. So if I just try it and put plus signs here, if I multiply positive 2 times positive 4, I do indeed get positive 8. Check, that part works. And if I add positive 2 and positive 4, I get positive 6. Cool, that totally worked. This is my answer, right? X squared plus 6x plus 8 factored into x plus 2 and x plus 4.